We're going to get a bit more analysis now from Angela Diffley, who joins me on the set. Angela, first of all, how much damage did these missiles cause?
Well, it is unclear, but it is the case that this time there was no warning, unlike in April when the Iranians warned that they were going to be launching missiles. This was 180 or so ballistic missiles. The United States detected, apparently, that something was going on and tipped off Israel. And after that, it seems that Israel's very sophisticated defense system did operate well. And according to Israel, there is one casualty, a Palestinian man in the town of Jericho in the occupied West Bank. Otherwise, no casualties. It should be remembered, of course, Israeli homes tend to have safe houses. And there are very many shelters in the schools and various areas. And the Israelis are well drilled in what to do in an emergency. This is a country in a neighborhood where most of its neighbors do not wish it well. Some of its neighbors are vowed to exterminate the country. And so they have a well drilled system about how to react in this kind of emergency.
Angela, the U.S. Defense Secretary has called this attack from Iran an outrageous act of aggression. The U.S. National Security Advisor saying there'll be severe consequences. Is the U.S. still truly firmly behind Israel in this conflict?
They might, behind the scenes, be urging Israel to take things slowly or not reply. We don't know. In public, at least, and it's likely that they will not be, but in public, at least, there is nothing to be gained in the United States from not firmly opposing any clash with Iran. Biden said last night that the US was fully supportive of Israel, its right to defend itself, and that they would help the Israelis in engineering what were called severe consequences. So that's pretty clear. The Americans, of course, have their own stories with Iran. Many Americans will remember back in 1979-81, the hostage crisis, 52 American citizens held hostage for more than a year after the storming of the U.S. embassy. And, Iran is a foe of the United States. There is an election coming up. Nobody is going to equivocate over this. In the debates last night between the two vice presidential candidates, it was clear both sides firmly condemned Iran. The argument was more about the Republican vice presidential candidate saying when Trump was in power, we projected strength. Nothing like this would have happened. The Democrat vice presidential candidate, Tim Walz, saying if you hadn't pulled out of the Iranian nuclear deal, things wouldn't have gone this far.
Angela, thank you for that. Just a quick last question before you go. How do you think all this might play out?
What is happening in Iran? What is happening in Israel? In Iran, we don't know. Very little information comes out. It seems that likely that there is division between the hardliners and the moderates. Incidentally, the Iranians used the walkie-talkies that Hezbollah used and that exploded. So there's a lot of tension and worry in Iran. A lot of senior people have that same equipment. There will be tension between the two sides. We must not be seen to abandon our proxies, Hezbollah and any others around the world, but equally others urging to go softly. The president was at the UN before any of this happened. Israel will be wondering if this isn't the best time they will ever get to go and try and really impact Iran and conceivably its nuclear facilities. Meanwhile, the Arab world is watching. They will welcome any humbling of Iran.
All right, Angela, thanks for that. France 24's Angela Diffley.